Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another Prize Picks video for you. We are going to be talking about the last day of the year, December 31st, Sunday, the NFL slate. It's been a fun ride this year, somewhat. I mean, it's been really exciting as far as getting the channel going and growing the community and everything. Yeah, it's been fun. We've got the football season kind of wrapping up. Jordy and I are finishing out our battle in our Dynasty Championship. We'll see how that goes. But before we get into our plays, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code and they will double your first deposit up to $100. They're going to match whatever you put on. So if you put the full 100 on, you'll get 200 to play with. Just use our code and they will hook you up with that deal. And if you are new to our channel, we welcome you and we appreciate you checking us out. And if you would like to, you should subscribe and hit the notification bell, because a lot of the plays we put out end up getting moved, especially on the late night shows like this. They get moved, they get bumped. So if your notifications are on, you'll be able to jump on these videos as soon as we drop them. All right. So we're going to do a quick recap. We're going to be a little bit quicker about the recap tonight. I'm just going to have Jordy kind of like read through the plays. We can talk briefly about them. But we've got some stuff we got to do early tomorrow, church. So we got an early morning for church tomorrow. So we're going to try to get through these videos a little bit quicker tonight. Cool. You want to jump onto the recap?
Yeah. So I'll start with yours. We had you had taken David Montgomery's fantasy score for over 10.5. He went for 12.5. So you hit on that. You took Tony Pollard for over 15.5 receiving yards. He had 1 reception for 0 yards. So he missed on that one. They definitely needed to throw him the ball more. I want to say that. But you also took Jahmyr Gibbs' Demon. These weren't our official picks. They were just some extras we threw in, and we're going to do the same tonight. We took his Demon, and he did not hit on this one. They gave the only goal line look to Montgomery. And then I had taken Dak Prescott's rushing yards, and they didn't get after him as good as I thought they were going to. He had a lot of time in the pocket, and he just didn't play super well. But he went for 5 rushing yards. We took him for over 17.5, so he didn't hit on that either. But I took Alex Anzalone for over 7.5 tackles and assists, and he had 8, so he hit on that one. And then the Jake Ferguson rushing and receiving touchdown demon that I put out there was just like, there was like 4 demons last night, and he was one of them. So I threw him in there, but he didn't hit either. So it was a weird game, low scoring. I thought it was gonna be a lot more exciting than that.
Yeah, man, I did not see the game going in that direction. No. Super high over under. It was kind of, and then such a weird ending. Yeah. I went from thinking Dan Campbell, I mean, I think he was a little too stubborn, not just taking the field goal at the end, but the ref dropping the ball on that number 68 reporting is eligible. Yeah. That's like, the league has to figure out how to fix stuff like that in the moment, because that's just ridiculous that the ref didn't realize he was reporting, and after they reviewed it, he clearly was. It's the only reason he'd be walking over to the ref like that. But anyways, we had some fun. We had the Saturday game, and we had some basketball as well. But I'm ready for more football, multiple games tomorrow. So I'm ready to just watch football all day, just have the day off. My wife gets home tomorrow, so we'll just be chilling, and I'll be watching the games on my phone, and she'll probably have something on TV. But there you go. All right. So to get us started, I've got some familiar picks that I'm running it back on, and I'm going to be going fantasy score for 2 of these plays. My first play, what did I start with? I start with Connor. Yeah, I'm running it back with Connor again. I feel good about this pick, just like I did last week, for a lot of the same reasons. I think he can totally get this done against Philly. He's been getting this done against multiple tough defenses. Now we don't just have Pittsburgh and San Francisco. Now we got Chicago. He just put up 22. Everyone was afraid of that Chicago defense. They are good, but you also have to understand that the Cardinals don't have a whole lot of options right now. You got Hollywood Brown on IR. When they get within the 5, it's almost always going to Connor. And he gets a ton of work. I'm really thankful for it, because he's been carrying my fantasy team. But again, 11.5 with a full point PPR for someone who does catch the ball and gets into the end zone a lot. I'm going to be running this back. We'll take that for more. If we hop over to this over under, we have a 48 point over under, so high scoring game. Eagles favored by 12. My gosh. And that makes sense. I would love to see the Cardinals upset the Eagles this week. I don't think it's happening, but that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, I do still think that, it might end up being a blowout, but I think one of the touchdowns, I think the Cardinals will get a couple touchdowns at least. And I think one of those will be to James Conner. The Cardinals are, they're obviously not doing a whole lot right now, but we do have some things to be excited about. I still love Kyler Murray, and Trey McBride is a legit weapon. So I think that they will be able to get some points on the board tomorrow. And I think if they're playing from behind, James Conner's going to be catching a lot more passes than he might otherwise, but he just gets a steady balance of rushing and passing regardless. If we hop over to Outlier, we can see, since they don't have the fantasy score, I've got his rushing and receiving yards prop up. And if we look at what he's done recently, in his last 3 games, he's put it together pretty nice, with a decent amount of receiving as well. We can see he has last week 20 rushing yards. It says passing, but I think they mean receiving yards. But yeah, 40 receiving yards, 42 receiving yards, 25 receiving yards. So let's just hop over to his receptions real quick. And we look, so 5 receptions last week. That's 5 points right there when you're full point PPR. The week before that, we have 3. So that must not have been, I don't know why it said passing yards. Passing supporting stats. Well, anyways, if we look at the receptions though, we've got 5 receptions last week against Chicago, 3 the week before that. If he gets like just 3 receptions and gets into the end zone once, he's going to cash this between the yards and whatnot. So I'm feeling good about taking him to go over that. Actually, let's hop back in here for one more second. If we look at his touchdowns, speaking of touchdowns, in the last 3 weeks, he has 4 touchdowns total. He's gotten 1 in each of them, 2 against Pittsburgh, 1 against San Francisco, 1 against Chicago. And also with this matchup, we've got Philly 26th in touchdowns allowed, essentially, touchdowns against. So I do like this matchup, and honestly, it's less about the matchup for me and more about just the Cardinals game, like their approach to the game. Like it's just basically Connor and Trey McBride. We've got some other receivers that Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch might get a few looks, but it's all about Connor, Kyler, and Trey. So 11.5 is very low for a full point PPR. So I think I've said enough about that. I'm going to be running it back with him, and I'm going to be running it back with Justin Tucker again. Damn, I must have missed him. I think he was higher up on the board. But Tucker is an easy one for me. And like I said last week, the reason I want to take his fantasy points over just like his field goals or his kicking points is because I want all those extra yards, because this dude boots it from like 50 like multiple times a game and just cashes them every time. This has been a very consistent. He's averaging 12.2 over the last 5 games. If that is in fact in order, it looks like it is. Maybe we're missing 1 week. Yeah, but I've heard different explanations as to why. Someone said in the comments that they thought because like when Prizepicks doesn't show you the weeks in chronological order, they think that it's the last 5 that they had the prop available, which could be an explanation, but they should make that very clear to the users, I think. But anyways, either way, I love all this green. I love this 8.5. I'm sure this will be 9.5 tomorrow before game time. So I'm going to be taking that for more as well. And then for my demon play, I'm going to be going with passing yards prop. And I really think this can hit. I'm going to be taking Will Levis for over 249.5 passing yards. He's very capable of this, and this is a great matchup for him. Houston allows a lot of passing yards to opposing quarterbacks. And they're 26th in the league passing yards allowed. And I know he didn't get this when he played them on the 17th, but I do feel good about this. It's a little, again, this is a demon, so it's meant to be something that looks a little out of reach, but this is a dart throw I'm willing to take. And these are the three that I'm going to be rolling with. We got James Conner over 11.5 fantasy score, Justin Tucker over 8.5 fantasy score, and for my demon, I'm going to be taking Will Levis over passing yards. Basically, he needs 250 passing yards. It's going to be a fun game. What do you got for us, Jordy?
Yeah, so to get me started here, I'm going to be going with the receptions prop, and I'm going to be going with Kyren Williams in this game against the Giants. You can see he just missed this in the game against the Saints. He went for 0, so he didn't just miss it, he missed it completely. But he's only done that 3 times this year, where he has not hit this 4 times. In the last 10 games, he's gone 6 out of 10, and he gets a lot of targets normally. If the game is within reach or if they're having a hard time scoring, this dude just becomes a target machine. And there's games where he's gone for double-digit receptions early on in the year, but since he's been back from injury, he's been fantastic. So he gets 4.4 targets a game, and he's catching 74% of his passes for 3 receptions a game. I think this is going to get bumped to 3 because this is kind of a little too low. But he's done this a lot, and the Giants have a pretty good rushing defense, so it's going to be a competitive game. If we look at the over/under here, let's see where we at. They have the Rams favored by only 6 in a 43.5 over/under. The Giants look a lot better with Tyrod Taylor, and I think he's starting, so the game is going to be a lot more competitive, I believe. So I like Kyren to get over 2.5 receptions in this game, and this is like a minus 125 across the board. If we look over here on DG, let's see here. They don't have his receptions in there, but anyway, you can see it here on Outlier that everyone's got it at a minus 125. Caesars has it at a minus 131. I feel really good about this one because I've had them all year in fantasy, so I've watched a lot of them. So that's my first pick, and then for my second pick here, I'm going to be going with Ezekiel Elliott to go over his 28.5 receiving yards. Now, I'm a big fan of this guy in general, but this is a really good play, I believe. Since he's taken over as the starter, he has not gone under this except for one game against Kansas City. So he started in this Indiana game, and Ramondre Stevenson is actually on injury reserve now, so he's not going to be playing probably for the rest of the year. And Zeke's going to finish this thing out for us. So I like him to go over this receiving yards. It's not juiced to go over. It's kind of 50-50, but I like it. If you look at this game here, he's gone over this in his last 4 out of 5 games, which is what we've seen from him being the starter, right? So he's done pretty well. He's gone over this 4 out of 5, like I said, and we got a great matchup here. He's going against the Buffalo Bills, so his rushing attempts are so juiced, and I'm like, I don't understand that because they're not going to be in the lead. If you look at the over-under on this game, it's a 40 over-under, and the Bills are favored by 14. So why would the Patriots be running the ball? I think they're going to be throwing it to Zeke. And in the last game, they got down a whole bunch too, and he went for 9 receptions for 33 receiving yards. I know that's not crazy, but 9 receptions is amazing, right? His receptions are just set too high. I know you're thinking, why don't you just take his receptions? Because they're at like 5, and that's kind of ridiculous. But I think he's done this on one play before against Pittsburgh. The first play of the game, he caught the ball and ran it for like 32 yards or something. So I like him to go over this 28.5. I think it's a little too low for how many balls he's catching here. So I'm going to be taking that. And then for my demon here, I'm going with a passing yards prop, and I'm going to be going with CJ Stroud to go over 299.5. I know that seems very high. Okay, so if we look at CJ Stroud's passing yards here, he's actually gone over 300 in 6 out of his last 10 games. Well, 5 out of his last 10. Like, the guy's a total gunslinger, and he's very consistent in this category. I mean, he got injured against the Jets, so we can't really count this game. This is his first game back. But, I mean, they're letting him throw the ball. Rather than him running when he gets the ball and he's in trouble, he'll just take it and throw it. Like, he's not one to, like, run when he's in trouble. He does sometimes, but he's more interested in getting the ball down the field to his guys. So I like this play a lot. All of his receivers are pretty healthy right now, too. Let's see who's on the injury report here. So Tank Dell obviously is on the IR, but it looks like everyone else is good to go. So I like him to go over this. You know, if you look at the matchup here, the Titans are only ranked 18th in passing yards, and they're giving up 225.7. But he's done this to way better defenses. I mean, he put up 300 on Pittsburgh. He put up 356 on Cincinnati. Tampa Bay's got a pretty decent passing defense. He put up 470 yards against them. So I think he can get this done. For a demon play, I'm willing to throw the dart at this one. I think it's pretty doable for him. So that's the 3 I've got, man.
Great. Now we're going to give you guys a bonus tonight. This is a correlation slip that we're going to also feature on top of all the other picks. This correlation slip is not our official picks for the video, but we just want to throw you guys a little bonus. If you feel like taking a complimentary slip from Daily Grind with their correlation tool, we love it. And we're going to try to be sort of quick about this because these correlation slips actually move very quickly. We had a chance to learn how to use all these tools directly from Matt Downs, who I think is like a genius. That dude knows so much about the way all of this works with sports betting and whatnot. And I believe he's the founder of this company. And so he was explaining to us that when we get these, when enough of these correlation slips get submitted to Prizepicks, they actually get some sort of an alert, and sometimes they move the lines because they can kind of sense what's happening. So this is a pretty impressive tool. This is the slip that we chose to share with you guys because these change pretty quick. So we don't have a better way to display it, but I'm going to walk through these. And if you wanted to pause the video and lock these in, if you want to just throw one unit at this correlation slip, we're going to be taking the New Orleans Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tomorrow at 1. I'll just quickly jump over here to this over-under. We got a 42-point over-under with the Buccaneers favored by 2.5 points. So reasonably high-scoring game. Well, how do we get there? If we go off of the correlation, what the correlation tool believes is going to happen, they're saying that they want to take Baker Mayfield passing yards over 236.5. We got that locked in. Derek Carr over passing yards 245.5. If both of those guys are able to hit their marks, who is going to be the beneficiaries of those yards? Well, they believe it's going to be Chris Godwin, receiving yards over 55.5. Juwan Johnson, receiving yards over 19.5. Mike Evans, receiving yards over 64.5. And Rashid Shaheed, receiving yards over 35.5. I'm really excited to have this slip locked in. It's already shared to our Discord, and we do post all of the copy and paste links when we share slips. So everyone in there is quickly there. I can already see people are tailing it. We have like a little emoji for tailing, but yeah. So that's what we're going to be sharing for the correlation slip, guys. The crew at Daily Grind has been super cool, and they said whenever we want to just like share a free correlation slip with our viewers, we can. And this is a really cool tool if you're interested in checking it out. They're giving all of our viewers 25% off. If you're a first-time user, you get 25% off. Just use code BACKDOOR at signup, and they'll give you 25% off of any of these tools, from the DFS optimizer to the correlation tool. We've been loving it. We've been having a lot of fun. It's been great partnering up with Daily Grind. But yeah, that's going to do it. So we've got our 6 plays with our demons, and we hope you guys have a great Sunday, guys. We're continuing to figure out ways to kind of just add more to what we're doing with this channel. And we have a lot more coming in 2024. We want to thank everyone who's been just a part of what we're doing and helping us grow the channel. It's been an awesome 2023. We hope you guys have a great Sunday, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.